Why was I never liked even though I was a loyal friend and was nice and soft? Why did people reject me, which led to bullying in the past? What is so bad? Why did they take it as a weakness and invitation for abuse? I'm going to take this apart piece by piece. Why was I never liked even though I was a loyal friend and was nice and soft? So first off with that, I'm sure you were liked. So you're dealing with perception versus reality. And everyone's perception is how they see the world to be versus what the world actually is. And truth is a fuzzy thing because there's what you believe, what someone else believes, and what actually happened, which is always somewhere in the middle. So first, I wouldn't make a blanket statement that you were never liked. And everyone feels the same thing. For all the people that you think never liked you, there's somebody that they're thinking never liked them. And there's people that think that you never liked them either. You're making an assumption when you say, why was I never liked? And then next thing you put down that even though you were a loyal friend and were nice and soft. Growing up, kids are all trying to figure out who they are. And it really has to do with the environment they're surrounded with and then their home life. So by virtue of you feeling like being nice and soft was a way to make friends or the way to keep friends, well, that's just an assumption. Maybe that's how your home life was, that you had to be quote unquote nice and soft to keep the peace in your house. I don't know. That's just your belief system. So just because you feel like you were being a certain way doesn't mean that everyone responds the same way. They come from their own home situation. And also, a lot of times, depending where you are, someone who's nice and soft, someone who's just the word soft, that could mean an easy target. The nicest, sweetest kids are usually the ones that get bullied because the kids that come from abusive situations and they don't feel heard or seen in their home, you're an easy target. So you can be as nice and soft as you want, and that doesn't guarantee you anything because you have no control over other people and where they came from and what they look for in a friendship. What loyal is subjective. So a loyal friend to one person, completely different to another. So you have to look at your definition. When you say loyal, what does loyal mean? And a lot of times someone that's quote unquote loyal, again, can be looked at as an easy target, someone that can be taken advantage of. Next, why did people reject me, which led to bullying in the past? No one could do anything to you. So it's really what you're projecting. It's like you throwing your face into somebody else's fist and asking, why did they hit you? Also, there's a herd mentality. Usually when you move from elementary school to middle school in America, that's when things start to change a lot. And those kids you were friends with in elementary school, you weren't really friends with. You were just forced to be with these people. It's kind of like, as a parent, I remember when my oldest child started going to school, I didn't get to choose who his friends' parents were going to be, but those became my friends because those are the kids he spent the most time with. And that's just a part of life. And that just happens as you get older and your social groups change. So most important, I don't know how old you are now, but at this point, if you're feeling rejected, it's just a matter of you not having found your group. And the people that rejected you, they were never really your friends because friends don't reject their friends. They probably tolerated you or liked you being around because they got to pick on you, making them feel better about themselves. So you want to find people that accept you as you are. You don't have to be soft. You don't have to be nice. You don't have to force yourself to do that. Obviously, if that's who you are naturally as a person, but just the fact that you were saying that you were soft and nice, that sounds to me like you were trying to be a certain way instead of being yourself. So those are some things to consider. If yourself isn't good enough for anyone else, then you're around the wrong people. And what's great about technology, you can find so many different groups and things. You find out I've done a lot of videos on this, really finding your passion, what brings you joy. And when you find what brings you joy and you engage in that, you pull in other people that are a similar mindset, similar energy level. So I wouldn't worry about all these things that's happened in the past, but look what you've learned from it and use that as you move forward, finding people that are going to accept you as you are and are going to be thankful to have you as a friend and have you in their group. Okay, what is so bad? Nothing's so bad. Good and bad are only made up by human beings. In the spiritual world, they don't exist because nobody can make judgments. Anyone can make judgments, but nobody owns the corner in the market. Nobody owns the truth. Nobody knows more than somebody else about what you're put here on this planet to do and what your journey is. So you don't want to buy into that. The person that's the greatest expert on you is you. And your compass is what's internal. Energetically, you're told. Like if you're not feeling good around these people that are so-called friends, then that's your internal compass telling you to change the direction, to go south instead of north, go east instead of west. Why did they take it as a weakness and invitation for abuse? A lot of people believe that if they blow someone else's candle out, it'll make their candle burn brighter, which of course is not true. And when you're in with groupers, groupthink mentality, of course, the person that stands out as different is the one who's going to be taken advantage of, the one that's going to be targeted. Like I mentioned earlier, if you look at a lot of successful people in terms of technology, people like Bill Gates, quote unquote nerds, it's just these people were way too advanced for the people around them to even understand. And most likely, your sweetness, your softness, you being a loyal friend, you're just advanced for this time on the planet. You might be what's called an indigo child. And indigo children are kids that are born before their time. They're usually kids that are on the spectrum, or are experiencing ADD or ADHD. The benefit is that these kids can look at things in a way in which the typical person, the neurotypical person, cannot. And these are the people that are really going to save our planet. And you may have heard about whether lobsters boiling in a pot of water, and one lobster tries to crawl out, the rest will pull them back in. And there's also a thing called the Pareto Principal, or the 80-20 rule, that 20% of the people do 80% of the work. So in any environment, if there's 10 people, there'll be 2 that are pulling their weight. And pulling their weight doesn't mean finishing a project or something like that. It means showing up. It means being, a loyal friend, or the things that that we say is loyal, and what being soft and nice and things like that. Unfortunate thing at this day and age, and it's changing, we're starting to vibrate higher as the years go on. It may not seem like that with technology. It seems technology brings in so much negative things, but you can sidestep all that just by reading, positive, just Google good news and only read about good news, and you'll see that it's out there. There's lots of opportunity for you, and it's never too late to find a whole new group of friends. But really first starts with falling in love with yourself. You sound like a great person to me. Just finding someone that is loyal. Definitely when I was growing up and in this day and age, it's very difficult to do, regardless of where you are. Right there, you can take solace in knowing that you're somebody that really cares and you're really there for other people. A good example when I talk about, and I've said this in many videos, one of the reasons that I do this for free, is answer people's questions both on video, on my YouTube channel, and then on Quora directly, is because I get something out of it. I feel good. I feel good whenever someone says that I've helped them. And so that's the thing. If you could find something in which you can get your own validation, you don't need it from somebody else, but you can get it by really stepping into your joy, stepping into things that bring you joy. You can only see in other people what you see in yourself. So if you don't like yourself, then no one else is going to. And you're going to pull in people that are going to take advantage of you. If you see the things bring to the table, then you're going to pull in people like that. And that's the thing about joining groups in which people have the same, not just interests, but passions, pure love. And if you want to ask me any more detailed questions, you can send me an email directly to andy@askandyanything.info. If you feel what I've said has been of value to you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks.